And hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome here to the 8 Bowl Super Speedway as we're getting set for qualifying and prepare for this afternoon's race, the 22nd race of the fourth season of the NR2003 Red Bull GT Series. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait a minute, Voiles. I thought we were supposed to be going to Nashville. We were supposed to be going to Nashville. There was a little issue with the Nashville we were going to use. It would not A, save my starting grid, and then B, it ended up crashing the game. So unfortunately, Nashville had to be taken off the schedule. And instead, we're going to be going to 8 Bowl Super Speedway where I know qualifying will be saved and all that. So I do apologize for the inconvenience in regards to that. But we're ready for qualifying. First, the go or go home drivers, as we're going to have 15 minutes on the clock for these drivers. As we're looking at Ingrid Pollard in the number 45 machine. Ingrid Pollard in the number 45 machine. Not the season that she was hoping for. 41st in the points. And she is only almost 100 points back of the person who's currently in the holder of the 35th in the standings, that being Henrietta Fitzwater. So it hasn't been the best of seasons for that 45 team. And her first lap of the day will be a 42.797. That is with her by herself. Timo Mauser is tied for 43rd in the points with Courtney Lynn, as he's trying to make another start, or as far as that is concerned. Sophia Woodward is actually filling in for Courtney Lynn this week. Sophia tried to get this car into the race at Darlington, didn't succeed. So Sophia Woodward's going to try to qualify this number 8 car into the show. Courtney Lynn is busy with a dirt race going on. So she had to stay in. It was in Oswego, we were told. So she had to stay up there to run the dirt race and then come over to 8 Bowl, but never got here in time for qualifying. So as this number 8 machine is on the clock, Luna Farmer the fastest in the session. So if the 8 car makes the show, due to the driver change, that car will have to go to the rear of the field this afternoon, as we're looking at Luna Farmer, 41.557. That 56 is bad fast. Luna Farmer is having a season to forget in the Busch Series. Didn't make the playoffs. Yet to find victory lane in the series. Over in that series, and drafting with David Santi in the 80s, or in the 66, excuse me. Santi's had a tough season. Ever since he's fallen outside the top 35, he has not had any momentum. And he is 45th in the points. He's only made 11 starts this season. He has failed to qualify for half of those starts. And he's looking to make start number 12 here this afternoon. Luna Farmer, on the other hand, trying to make her second start. She's only made one start this season. As you look at Brooke Packett in the number 16, fifth quickest. That bumps the 15 on the outside looking in. Packett's another driver who's had a tough year. Brooke Packett has not announced any plans for the Oreo Cup Series, so I'm not sure what's going on as far as her future is concerned. She is 46th in the points table. She's drafting with Sophia Woodward, who, by the way, is on the bubble at a 42.416. Of course, Sophia Woodward, if you don't know, qualifying in place of Courtney Lynn. Courtney Lynn could not make it here to 8 Bowl because of her dirt race she's running right now, and she is now the slowest, and she has now been bumped out of the Fast 7. There's Monica Towns, 41.820, so that puts Ingrid Pollard now on the bubble Sam Tenley, Lizette Armstrong. Lizette's really another driver who's been struggling trying to make races. Currently 8th quickest, but not enough to get her into the Fast 7. Matthew Hubert, there's Danny Johnson, R.B. Gardner, 13th quickest. Nathan Orman is the slowest. He doesn't have any help. Santi goes quickest, 41.443. Farmer's second quickest. Those two have been locked together. Packett's now drafting with Sophia Woodward, trying to get the 8 car into the show. And as I said before, if that car makes the show, Courtney Lynn will have to go to the rear of the field for this afternoon's race because of the driver change. Let's take a lap around 8 Ball with Sophia Woodward. As they're coming up to, I think that's one of the cars up there. I don't know who. Tika Jumiaka is now on the bubble. See if that will pick up any speed. 41.409. Sophia Woodward goes 3rd quickest. That bumps the 33 on the outside looking in. That was a good lap for Sophia Woodward. Very good lap for a team who's been really struggling trying to make races of late. There's Tika Jumiaka on the outside looking in. That puts Brooke Packett now on the bubble. Not for long. 33 ran a little slower. There's Pollard. Danny Johnson, R.B. Gardner's got to find some speed. Same with Nathan Orman. Lizette Armstrong goes 4th quickest. Sophia Woodward did not improve her time. She did, however, use the 06 as a drafting power and found a bit more speed. That would be Timo Mauser, by the way. He's 11th fastest in this qualifying session. Didn't improve that time a little bit. She's 4th quickest right now. Monica Towns went to the top of the timesheets. 41.370. Lizette Armstrong, currently 5th quickest. She hasn't made a race in quite some time. $41.172, top of the timesheets for the 2 machine. Can Packett improve? No is the answer. She's the one on the bubble with 6 minutes to go in the session. 41.409 for 56 and the 8. The 8 would have the tiebreaker. Due to having the most attempts, the 56 has only made fewer attempts than the 8. So if it goes to a tie for the final transfer spot, Luna Farmer would go home instead of Courtney Lynn. Didn't improve that time. Tenley goes 2nd quickest. Don't know why Sophia's going up the racetrack. That's killing her speed. But right now, the 8 is in the show as things stand.
Some of them have been for outs. There's nothing wrong with delivering consistent hard contact. That's almost always going to lead to positive results.
Monica Towns, second quickest. We got a car coming to pit road. That was the 77. Had to make a pit stop. Nathan Orman's not improved his time either. He's in the 42s. Need to pick up the speed. Santi does not improve. I think tires are wearing out a lot. We can guarantee you this, Courtney Lynn, if that 8 car does make the show, because it is a driver change, Courtney Lynn will have to go to the rear of the field.
On the inside corner, left field right there. I think the hitter saw it all the way, coming from that opposite arm angle. So I gotta think he was looking away.
Down to 3 minutes left to go in the session. And remember, Courtney Lynn is tied for 43rd in the points. As Danny Johnson's trying to get back up to speed. Brooke Packett's pitted. Monica Towns is pitted. Ormy doesn't have a drafting partner. R.B. Gardner does. In the hands of Matthew Hubert in the 15. Of course, R.B. Gardner, we know, is a rookie. Of course, he's been in that replacing John Smith the fourth. R.B. Gardner really just trying to get experience of these GT cars. That's his big goal. Currently 42.166. That's not going to be enough for him to make the show this week. He, Nathan Orman, Ingrid Pollard, Tico Jumiaka, Danny Johnson, Matthew Hubert, and Timo Mauser right now, if things stand, are going to be the drivers who would not make the show and will have to go home. Well, fortunately for Ormy, he's going to stick around to watch Courtney Lynn race if Courtney Lynn is going to be back. If Courtney Lynn's not back in time by qualifying, as they are catching Orman, by the way, because Matthew Hubert's on the bubble at a 5:04. Maybe getting behind Nathan Orman could help improve the 2 speed, because that was a blitzkrieg lap that the 2 set. As she went up and got Ormy's draft, went back down, picked up the 15's draft. Down to under a minute to go in the session. R.B. Gardner and Nathan Orman are now in that draft. Let's see if it improved his time. The answer is no. Armstrong didn't improve her time. Didn't matter because she's going to make the show. It did improve Ormy's time at a 42.446. But he's got one more shot. Same with R.B. Gardner. Oh, wait. R.B. Gardner's in. Courtney Lynn's on the bubble. Or, no, Sophia Woodward's on the bubble for Courtney Lynn. Luna Farmer went second quickest. David Santi bumps Matthew Hubert out of the Fast 7. Talk about a last-ditch effort for R.B. Gardner. Ormy did improve his time. Oh my. Courtney Lynn is hoping Matthew Hubert doesn't find a 10th. So if Sophia Woodward makes the show, Courtney Lynn's going to make the field, but she will have to go to the rear of the field for the race because of the driver change. Does Hubert make the show? No is the answer. Ormy doesn't make it either. We have our grid. There's Sophia Woodward, but she would like to improve her time. Well, they don't score her. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and pause it right about now. That's going to do it for qualifying here today. Lizette Armstrong, who has not made a race in a while, she's going to make the show. Luna Farmer will make her second start. Monica Towns, R.B. Gardner, Sam Tenley, Davis Santi, and Sophia Woodward in place of Courtney Lynn, who is out racing dirt cars and all that today, or warm-ups. She will get the final transfer spot, but as I stated earlier, wherever the 8 car starts, Courtney Lynn will have to go to the rear of the field due to the driver change. Unfortunately, the drivers who are not going to make the show are Matthew Hubert, Nathan Orman, Brooke Packett, Timo Mauser, Danny Johnson, Tico Jumiaka, and Ingrid Pollard. Those 7 are not going to make the show. So we're going to take a commercial break, get set to go qualifying for this afternoon's race. Don't go anywhere, folks. Qualifying here at April continues on the Blue Hedgehog TV. Welcome back to the Red Bull GT Series qualifying as we're setting our grid for this afternoon's race here at April. Happy news to tell you, Courtney Lynn just got to April just in time. As they got her a helicopter, got her as fast as they could. Of course, she did not take part in going home qualifying, which sucks for her, but at least she made it to the track in time for main qualifying since Sophia Woodward has already done her job, and now Sophia can head out of here and head for the airport. As we're looking at Bradley Ream, the number 21 machine. Bradley Ream comes into this race, as far as the points are concerned, if I can find the points. Bradley Ream dropped 2 spots down to 11th position in the points. Bradley Ream's had one of those seasons that he would like to have a bounce back after a tough race last week. And of course, Courtney Lynn also missed go home qualifying because she was the last car up for Winston Cup qualifying at Pocono. So that's why she had to get on a helicopter. That was another reason why she was not here at the track. The others, actually, they did qualifying yesterday. Courtney Lynn never got a chance to qualify her Winston Cup car, and they got her done, had to go take care of some stuff as Bradley Ream sets the fastest time, 43.082, but has quickly been beaten by Alexander Underwood, our points leader. There he is. As we'll tell you the points coming in this race, so that way you don't have to worry about it this afternoon. Alexander Underwood has a 34-point lead over Rapunzel Albanese, who's the rookie points leader. Cody Goforth, 3rd in the standings. Jesse Art, 4th. Sarah Redmond, 2nd of the rookie to year standings, is 5th. 6th is Dana Monroe. Kyler Anderson, 7th. Skylar Taylor, 8th. Elena Aurora, Shyla Ascroft. That is your top 10. Top 10 is separated by 95 points with 9 races to go, including this race here today. Luna Farmer has a fast race car, 41.834. And that car is blistering fast. And now Kyler Anderson beats her lap time. But that's pretty good for Luna Farmer. And she's not used to. As there's Kyler Anderson, 41.733, three-way with Santi and Reggie Fogelman. It appears to me Reggie Fogelman will not be back in the Oreo Cup Series for next season. It's looking very likely, because I haven't heard what Reggie Fogelman's plans are, as Kyler Anderson goes second quickest. There's Courtney Lynn. Just got to the track in time for qualifying. She did have a different driver in the car for Go or Go Home qualifying, because, like I said, she was the last car to qualify for Winston Cup qualifying. Luna Farmer did her qualifying very early this morning, made the flew out over here to 8 Bowl. Or actually, no, I take that back. Courtney Lynn had to, I don't know what Courtney Lynn was doing. I think Courtney Lynn was late trying to get to the track because I think traffic was holding her up. But those drivers will make it in time for Pocono, so they'll fly to Pocono after this race. There's Andy Crenshaw, 20th quickest. David Santi is on the pole right now for this afternoon's race. Of course, last week we were at Indianapolis.
And the first pitch misses for ball one. On the corner for a strike.
As Annie Crenshaw's not really having a good qualifying ever, but to be fair, it really doesn't matter where you qualify. So that's why wow, look at this big pack here. Look at this big pack right here, folks. And remember, we're going to have 40. Oh, somebody's in trouble. I think Monica oh my goodness, Courtney Lynn. They went 4 wide, trying to avoid Monica Towns, who was trying to get up to speed. That really bottlenecked the pack up. .343.298 for Monica Towns. It's like that engine is really sounding sick. And with these guys going about 213, that's starting to be a concern. Hanzo Albanese, second in the Rookie of the Year standings. It's also the rookie points leader coming into today's race. If you're hearing my TV, it's MLB The Show 25, but I'm not streaming. Just so we're all clear on that. Hanzo Albanese, who made it in the next round of the playoffs in the Winston Cup Series from Indianapolis. Of course, last week we just had yesterday we just had our first elimination race for the Winston Cup Series drivers. If you didn't know that by now, which you probably should. Of course, we haven't seen these drivers in 12 days.
Gets a piece and stays alive. The next pitch misses. It's a ball in 2 strikes.
Last week, we saw the departures of Kevin Joseph, Jerry Harvick, Ashley Horton, and Samantha Granger. They were the 4 drivers who sadly were eliminated from the playoffs. Hanzo Albanese, one of the drivers who made it into the next round of the playoffs. Annie Crenshaw, another driver who just made it into the next round of the playoffs. And she finished the round of 16, 27 points above the 12th or above the cut line. Cody Smart also advanced in the playoffs. See if Monica Towns has found any speed. Yes is the answer. She did improve her time, but she's at a 45.912s, and she is going dreadfully slow. So I wonder if she's down a cylinder or something, because there would be no reason why she's about, 4 seconds slower than the leaders. So they will definitely need to make an engine change and have to start at the rear of the field as a result of this race. That will be for tomorrow. Oh, she just hit Eric Alpha. That really costed Eric Alpha there. Don't think Eric's going to be too pleased with Monica Towns. Of course, Monica Towns having a frustrating season of the Winston Cup Series, 19th in the points, no victories to show for it, did not make the playoffs, so nearly caused a wreck with Eric Alpha. Not sure what that was really all about. We're looking at Lizette Armstrong, Campbell Marsh, quickest in the session at a 41.096. There's Maddie Crenshaw, didn't make the playoffs in the Winston Cup Series, so she's just trying to find victories in the final 7 races of the playoffs. Sarah Redmond in the 86. I was going to talk about Jessie Art because she's currently 21st. She is definitely going to be heading into, she improves the 16 quickest. She is definitely going to be heading into Pocono in a must-win situation. After a poor showing at IRP, or actually she is 19 points below the playoff cut line. So I wouldn't necessarily say Jessie Art's in a must-win situation, but after a not-so-good showing in the first playoff race at Chicago, had an run, I think we can safely say Jessie Art is definitely going into Pocono on Friday in a must-win situation. There's Courtney Lynn. You gotta feel bad for Courtney Lynn. Currently 23rd quickest. Of course, Courtney Lynn did get a win, but wasn't high enough in points to have her win count for a spot in the playoffs. There's Cody Smart. Recently made the next round of the playoffs. Vanko Seaman, the 10. I don't think Vanko made the playoffs, did he? Yes, he did. I'm sorry. He just barely squeaked his way into the next round of the playoffs. There's Alexander Underwood. Lena Aurora in the 13. Lena Aurora barely made the next round of the playoffs by 2 positions over Jerry Harvick. As Emma Kaiser goes second quickest in that 49, 41.143. So all those drivers who really didn't do well at Indianapolis yesterday, trying to prove that they can bounce back. Oh, got a wreck. Big wreck in qualifying. Oh, Jerry Harvick. Oh, the big one at qualifying. Oh, no. Big one with about 2.5 minutes to go. Red flag immediately. Alpha's around. I think Alpha was trying to avoid Kaiser. Oh my goodness. That's going to be a lot of drivers going to backup machines as a result of that. I don't know who started it. That's a big wreck than what it. That was a big wreck, and with about 2 minutes to go, Kaiser's smoking. Oh, Alpha almost got hit by Monica Towns again. I really don't know what that was all about. Wow. Josh Harmon, I saw he was involved. He was supposed to start 18th. Now in a backup car, he's going to have to go to the rear of the field. Same with Alexander Underwood. And that's bad for the points leader who's going to have to start the rear of the field. And that incident is going to get investigated after the session is over. We're down to a minute to go in the session. I don't know if those cars that got wrecked are going to get back out as far as the to get a lap in or two. Kaiser's smoking. She's not even going to get a lap in. That's definitely backup car worthy. And once those cars are done, once those drivers are done with the session, those that were involved are going to have to take the trip to the infield care center. We will provide a replay. Don't worry. We haven't forgotten. We will look at the replay at the end of the session. But I'm starting to wonder if a bump draft went wrong. And they're going to have a lot of cleanup to do. We've just had a big wreck in qualifying. Campbell Marsh is on the pole. Don't know if he was involved in that wreck or not. We'll have to see. But this is unofficial. If he was involved, oh boy, I don't know who would win the pole, to be quite honest with you. There's going to be a lot of drivers going to the rear for a backup car. Oh boy. Don't think they're going to score any laps, if you ask me. Think that's going to be it. Yeah, you see the skid marks in turn 1. And that's going to be the session. Before we even show you, as we're going to actually show you your qualifying results, unofficially, because we're going to have to figure out as we look down here, Monica Town's going to have to take an engine change and start at the back, even though she's going to start the back of the field. As you see her qualifying results unofficially, this is not the way the grid's going to look like. Let's jump back and see what in the world happened between Josh Harmon, because that was the first car I saw turned around backwards. So let's review that now before we sign off for the day. Well, you normally don't see me take replays. Let's see. Yep, Alexander Underwood just misjudged it. Didn't realize the 78 had a lot of speed. He got put into the wall, and looks like Underwood was coming to pit. Andrew Williams didn't think so, and that's what started this. And around those two cars went. Here's the problem. They're facing oncoming traffic. So Underwood just made a major mistake. Well, if he was going to do that, thankfully it happened in qualifying, not in the race. Oh, yep, Campbell Marsh involved. Luna Farmer was involved. Who was that just plowed in there? That was Sebastian Palmer, Jonathan Wong. Kaiser got collected, so it looks like unofficially our front row's going to the rear. Sarah Redmond, Lizette Armstrong. I'm just naming off drivers. Look at that. Look at the 60 on top of the 3. Holy macaroni and cheese. I've never seen that ever. And then Eric Alpha, yep, hit Luna Farmer. So they're gonna have to check the toe on the 27. That was a big wreck than what it needed to be. And like I said, that incident is going to get reviewed after the session, whether or not that was a racing deal. So it looks like our front row, or what was supposed to be our front row. Here's another look. Yeah, see, he's coming to trying to go to pit road in the 04, thinking he was mad at him, and that really should have been avoided. But yeah, that is definitely going to get reviewed after the session. So I'm going to have to see how many drivers are going to have to go to backup machines. And since some of them never got laps, their first laps will be this afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But my goodness. Yep, Campbell Marsh. Oh, I think Sarah Redmond actually, she was trying to avoid. I have to see. I don't know if she got any damage or not. Okay, there's where she got the damage. Yeah, she's all right. Looks like all these drivers involved are going to be all right, thankfully. But our front row is no doubt going to backup cars. So that's what caused the mess here on the front straightaway. If you enjoyed this qualifying session with the big one, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the World Racing Association crew today. Unofficially, we've shown your lineup for qualifying, and there it is one more time. We'll see you this afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Till then, I've been Dieter signing off. We'll see you then for another race for the Red Bull GT Series on the Blue Hedgehog TV, the greatest racing since 2013.